joining us on the show right now, live from Rajkot, Sunil Gavaskar. Sunil bhai, how important was that knock by R. Ashwin? 163 runs could have, that's the lead that England have at the moment, could have easily been 250 plus had Ashwin not got going, and then that could have put a lot of pressure on the Indian team chasing last.
You're absolutely right, and that's why when you said that he saved India's blushes, you're spot on. Because but for him and that partnership with Wriddhiman Saha that steadied the innings after India had lost Rahane and Kohli in the first session, India could well have conceded a huge lead, and then the way England batted in the second innings, England could well have been in a position of thinking to declare even at lunchtime tomorrow. Now I think they'll take a little more time, maybe declare after lunch, maybe declare at tea time, because the pitch really hasn't deteriorated as much. There is, yes, a little more turn and bounce, and this being the first test of the series, I'm not too sure that Alistair Cook or England would be wanting to take any chances and give India even a sniff of a chance to win the test.
Okay, Sunil bhai, as a batsman, R. Ashwin has done really well, but I'm going to talk about Indian spinners. You've said that the pitch hasn't deteriorated a lot. Of course, it's not the typical Indian pitch that we see that's really helping the spinners, but at the end of the day, no matter how good a batting pitch is, on the fourth day, it's always tough for a batsman to bat. So this is a fourth-day pitch. The Indian spinners have looked ineffective. So questions will be asked of them?
Sure, the questions will be asked, but I think it's still a very good pitch to bat on. I think they have not been able to get their speeds right. They have either bowled a little too flat, a little too fast, and therefore not been able to get the turn and the bite and the bounce. Maybe they'll think about it overnight. They'll sit down with the coach Anil Kumble, who's been a magnificent bowler for India, and maybe decide on what would be the ideal speed to bowl at, whereby they'll be able to get turn and purchase and bounce from this surface.
Right. Sunil, we've also, at the start of the show, headlined this match going into day 5 as it's heading towards a draw. You think it's a correct assessment, or is it an oversight on our part and England still have an outside chance, you think?
Well, I mean, cricket, you can't say anything. You can't say anything with certainty. So you can argue that England, with the lead that they already have, and with all 10 wickets in hand, if they go bang bang in say the first 2 hours before lunch, get to maybe about 300, and then after lunch declare and ask India to score 300 runs in say about 75 overs or thereabouts, or maybe less than that, then India could be in a slightly precarious situation. But I still don't think the pitch is, that bad that India would collapse in the second innings.
Okay, so it's heading towards a draw is what the common consensus is at the moment. But Sunil, would you say it's a moral victory for England? Because another stat that we're highlighting on the show is that in the last 13 test match, no other team has managed to get the first innings lead against this current Indian team, which is ranked #1 in the world. So in that sense, because going into this series, England weren't expected to put up really a good fight considering how they performed against Bangladesh. In that sense, would you say it's a moral victory for the visiting team?
Definitely a moral win, because look, they came into India with their confidence at their bootlaces, having lost to Bangladesh on a pitch which was a turner. And they expected that they would get a turner here as well. But that didn't quite happen. So they capitalized on it. They cashed in on it. They're a very, very professional outfit. They're led by one of the top batsmen in world cricket, the youngest to get to 10,000. And I think he's got another 5-6 years of cricket, if not more. And he will probably get, to maybe even 15,000 runs. So he's such a good player. And he, as a captain, he sensed the opportunity. And particularly today, he might not have got runs in the first innings, but he and his team sensed the opportunity to cash in on what is a very, very good pitch to bat on, and piled on 537 runs, kept India on the field for almost 5 sessions and a half, and added to India's discomfort. And the fact that once they got through the Pujara and Vijay partnership, they were all over India, you could say, till Ashwin and Saha rescued India. So definitely, 100%, it's a huge morale booster for England for the rest of the series.